episode of my little small segment that I like to call, what's the deal with deal? A spinoff of, a spinoff of Off the Clock with Mo. I just like to touch on a couple things that's been going on throughout the week that I've, noticed, and today, I want to speak on, you know, for the most part, men and women dating people much younger than them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, some of the pros and cons of the shit. That younger person make that older person feel a little younger. A little bit more vibrant, bring life to your life. Just makes life exciting for you. So to speak. But then you got the cons. Man, you really ain't got too much in common. We got a 30-year gap here. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? And then depending on who you ask, it could be a pro or con. Shit, you got a trophy wife over here, look mighty damn good when you show when you showing your wife off to your boys or to your corporate job, your corporate people, things like that. This woman that's 30 years younger than you, 30 plus years younger than you, probably just wants you for your money. I mean, but all in all, shit, if y'all cool with that arrangement, I mean, who am I or anybody else to say, you shouldn't do it? I mean, shit, is that's y'all arrangement, but can there be some bad feedback there on that? Yeah. Can it be a setback? It can definitely be a setback if you don't pick the wrong person to be much older than or to be the much younger one dating the older one. It could be a setback. Then again, shit, it could be I don't know, in some cases a setup. Where Anna, like for instance, Anna Nicole, she was with that old oil tycoon. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they was probably like 50 years apart from each other. And shit, she said she loved him. Wasn't no evidence of saying she didn't because shit, as soon as they said I do, he was gone. He had passed on. Shit, when they was dating, shit, he ain't had no type of functioning going on. Shit, he could barely walk. She could barely do anything. I know they wasn't having sex. He at this time he probably considered a kiss as having sex. You know what I'm saying? But you get a lot of people that you get a lot of much younger people, mostly men that's much older dating a lot of these younger women because shit, I mean, it could be arm candy, could be a trophy wife. You know what I'm saying? That man could have a little bit of money. And you don't have to work as a woman. You don't have to work. And I mean, shit, it's a trade off. If you ask me, it could be a trade off, but at the same time, it's still legally nothing wrong with it. I mean, you look at it even today, right now, Ronald Isley is dating a woman that's 48 years old. She's 48. She's a mature woman, but he's 83. Now, I mean, unless Ryan Isley's still in between the sheets, I mean, I'm sure he is, but is he performing in between them sheets? Other than just sleeping and things of that nature. I mean, I don't care. It ain't none of my business. He 83, she 46. They cool with that shit. That's their business. I really don't give a damn. But no, she in it for the long haul. She could probably be in it for the long haul. Cause he 83 years old. Shit, when you get to 83, you just happy to make it to you really happy to make it to the next day. Shit, maybe not even the next day, but the next minute. Shit, I made it another minute. I'm 83 years old. One of these days I close my eyes pretty soon. They may not open back up. I'm one cold away, or I'm one sickness away from kicking the bucket. You know. Then you even had Diddy and Cassie when they first started dating, 37 and 19. 37 and 19 years old. I mean, as a 37-year-old, what do you have anywhere in common with a 19-year-old? I mean, I know if I'm 37 and she's 19, our conversations can't be nothing but, you did you finish your chores? You wash them dishes? You put the food up? Did you mop the floor? What time you gonna be in the house? Check in. Where you going? Who friend? You know what I'm saying? You can't have no regular conversation. I remember I used to get my ass whooped by my mama. Shit, at this time you 19 years old. In the early 2000s, shit, wasn't no whoopings going on. They promoted all talk. That's what they promoted, all talk. I'm 37. I tell a 19-year old young lady, I used to get my ass beat. She gonna try to influence me to call CPS. Like something was wrong with that. In our time, wasn't nothing wrong with it. In today's time, I guess there's something wrong with it, which I don't think it should be anything wrong with it. But nevertheless, you really don't have anything in common with these people, with each other, really, other than looking good on one another's arm. Having the illusion that we having sex every day, every other day, depending on how old you are. I know Ronald Isley ain't having sex every day, every other day, and shit. His sex is he'll take this money and go on some damn way. Now I don't know what Ronald Isley's wife does for a living, but I can safely assume they probably ain't having sex. They ain't fucking. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit, he may try to get it in there, but shit, by the time he get there, he tired. He ain't got no more. He spent all this energy trying to slide up in there. Shit, he done fell asleep in the shit. You had Diddy, at 37 and Cassie at 19. Shit. She full of energy. She ready to go. Diddy was that way too, but he probably she probably didn't realize Diddy could match her energy though. That motherfucker Diddy probably matched her energy and then some, a little bit more. And she didn't realize she was, over her head in this one. You know what I'm saying? Somebody didn't tell her about Diddy, or they told her about Diddy. She thought Diddy was on some bullshit. So she found herself in some compromising positions, in some compromising situations. And then, we go I could probably go down the line on a lot of celebrities, men celebrities, or just men period, of dating much younger women. But the one that's in the news today is my boy Sharp. I gotta take a toast to my boy Sharp. That motherfucker in some deep shit. Yeah, it could be all false. You know what I'm saying? Could be some truth in it, which I believe is some truth in it. Maybe not all the truth, but some truth. So I'm gonna take this shot right here to Sharp. And salute Sharp. Sharp is being sued by a Nevada woman out of the Las Vegas District Court for $50 million. $50 million. He met this woman. She was 19. He was 54. I believe they met in the gym or some shit like that. She claimed she didn't know who the fuck Sharp was. That's a damn lie. Everybody knew who Shannon Sharp was 2 years ago. You ain't gonna tell me she ain't know, but shit, for shits and giggles, she ain't know. Sharp 56. Sharp was 54 at the time. She 19 at the time. Sharp takes a liking in her. And Sharp ain't gonna be the one. Sharp has never been the one to tell you, I want a woman my age. He's always said he ain't want no woman his age. He stand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Shannon, he got a lot of energy in him. He got a lot of go in him too. He always on the run, always on the go, think he can keep up with these young ladies. But this lady here, and does not have to reveal her name, even though Sharp has said who she is, but she's going by Jane Doe because she's suing Sharp for rape. She's suing Sharp for pain and suffering, psychological and emotional distress, mental anguish, and embarrassment for $50 million. Sharp called herself trying to sweep the shit under the rug, offer her $10 million. She said no. She trying to end this man's career by all means. And it's looking bad. It's looking bad. But does it mean just because it look bad, does it mean it's gonna end bad? Nah, it don't always mean that. Because I mean, let's face it. You know, Kobe was looking bad too. You know, when Kobe went through his shit with that woman in Colorado, and then come to find out she had three different sperm specimens all up in her. You know what I'm saying? But at first it looked bad. But in the end, found out, you know, she wasn't as innocent as she may have portrayed. You know what I'm saying? Because she was fucking all that whole goddamn day and night. She had three different specimens in her. I know her pH balance was off to the motherfucker. But anyway, you know, this woman goes by the name of Jane Doe, suing Shannon Sharpe $50 million for rape. And my thing is this: how are you able to skip criminal? Because you accuse this man of rape. That's a felony. You accuse this man of rape, but you're saying I don't want him going. I want him to go to prison. I don't want him going to prison. I want to take his money. You know what I'm saying? And I know he may not be able to afford $50 million, so every dollar he get, he gonna give to me. But honestly, because this is taking place in Vegas, from what I know, is that you can't necessarily, in a felony case, sue someone civilly before they're charged criminally. You mean to tell me I raped you? I assaulted you? I battered you? I forced you to have sex with me. I took the sex. I beat you up. I made contact with all this shit here. You don't want me to go to prison, but you just want me to empty my bank account and I can stay free. I really don't think that's how, you know, the law works. Because this criminal right here, this criminal case right here is much more severe than the civil case that we're getting ready to talk about. You know, because you can go to criminal court and be found guilty or not guilty, and then you follow that up with civil. You know, because of the because of the whole statute of it. You know, because you know with civil, you don't gotta have much evidence. I just gotta show that you had something to do with something, and you can be found liable for it. You know, in criminal, you gotta go beyond a reasonable doubt that I did this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be tried by a jury. By a jury of my peers. Sometimes they're a jury of my peers. Sometimes shit they ain't. But I hope they have some type of sympathy for me. You know. But in civil shit, it's up to the judge. There ain't no jury. It's up to the judge. You know. And if it's just an inkling amount to say that you did this, you know. But she want to get him civilly, and just charge $50 million. So the sex, the embarrassment, the choking, all that is only worth $50 million. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But, you know, younger guys, younger men, hey, if you want to date somebody much younger than you, by all means. She's an adult, as long as she's not a juvenile, as long as she's not a child by no means. You know what I'm saying? She's 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. You know, yeah, I don't touch it. I don't know why somebody would want to touch a teenager. Daddy got a 19-year-old, but just teen in there. Period. Even though as teen you're considered to be an adult. I mean, you're not grown, but you're considered to be adult. But just hearing the word 19, just teen. Period. 18, 19 ain't no different than 17, 16, 15, 14. They all teens. You know. And but if y'all are two consenting adults and y'all are you know, genuinely like each other and that's the way that y'all relationship is, man, that's y'all business. It ain't none of my business. Is I don't have anything to do with that. I'm not in your household. I don't know how you run your household. You know, but it's one of them things that's going on now. They've been going on forever, but now it just seems like they just like really in the forefront, you know, especially with these celebrities dating much younger women, you know. And then, I mean, shit, we had Hugh Hefner. Shit, Hugh Hefner was 90 something years old for 10 years. And, you know, all his girlfriends was in their 20s, you know what I'm saying? But for some odd reason, no one never said anything about Hugh. All everybody did was took pictures, you know, flash pictures, asked questions, and made it normalized that a 90-year-old man could be out here going to the bars and to the clubs, you know, and with three and four different women, and have a TV show with all these with these three or four different women, and they all know about each other, and they all got to sit up here and watch each other have sex with this 90-year-old man, and everybody was cool with that. Everybody didn't nobody see anything wrong with that because it was Hugh Hefner. But for some reason, when we sit up here and you look at a Ryan Isley, you know what I'm saying, something wrong with that. You sit up here, look at Diddy and Cassie, they say something wrong with that. You sit up here and you see Shannon Sharp and it's Jane Doe, people gonna say what's wrong with that, but when you did it, wasn't nothing wrong with it. Which I can get the reason why, but don't let me get it wrong though. I get why people say Diddy and Cassie because of the shit that went on. We saw Diddy whoop her ass on camera, and she sues him. You know, we got Shannon Sharp and Jane Doe. I don't get Jane Doe, don't know who Jane Doe is, but she want to go as Jane Doe and get $50 million. You know, that's a problem in itself. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have the energy to deal with no young ass young woman. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with no 20, 30 something year old, you know what I'm saying? Because I need to be with somebody who know how to recognize a stroke, who know how to recognize a heart attack, who can keep, you know, counting my medication that I put in that long plastic cylinder thing that got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, who gonna bug the hell out of me saying, did you take your medicine? Did you take your medicine? You know what I'm saying? I need somebody like that. I don't need nobody who wanna go out for drinks all day, every day. You know, happy hour this, happy hour that, brunch this, brunch that, with the mimosas and shit like that. Shit, I need somebody who can help take care of me. Shit, cause a young woman gonna run me raggedy. Shit, want this, they want this, they want that, they want the latest this, they want the latest that. Oh shit, I can't deal with it. I ain't got the money for it. I'll tell you now. I do not have the money to deal with no young ass woman. I ain't got the energy for all that. Nah, I can't do it. Mm-mm. So man, just give me somebody. I'm glad the woman I'm with, you know, is close to my age. You know, where we enjoy sitting on the couch and then just watching TV. I ain't never know. This is a new one for me. Walking up to the ice cream parlor and getting an ice cream cone. I always thought that shit was lame, but I got old as hell. I like that little walk up to the up to Baskin Robbins and get an ice cream cone or a little waffle cup thing. And shit, now I'm in for the rest of the day. I done had my fun. I can't do nothing with no young ass girl. I ain't got the money for it nor the energy for it. But that's gonna be my spiel for the day on, you know, what's the deal with Deal. Deal can't mess with no young ass gal. I can't do it. Ain't gonna do it. Won't do it. But you know, I do want to do a podcast on older men dating younger women, or even older women dating younger men. You know, Tracy Ella Ross, she said she liked dating younger men. You know, 'cause they more in tune with their emotions than us older men. I.e., meaning I ain't going for your shit. But anyway, I'm gonna do a podcast on older men, older women dating younger men and younger women. So thank you. Please subscribe. Please like. And all those that have subscribed and do like and make comments, I appreciate everything you do. You know, without you, this podcast doesn't exist. Thank you.